Welcome, everyone. I want to thank you for coming to our Tikkun Olam meeting. I have to. I want to thank everyone also for starting at 6:30 because I have to go to a exec board meeting at 7:30. So I am going to dive right in and ask Rabbi if it's okay with you if you start with our Devar, please.
Sure. I'll say a few words about the Torah portion for this week, which is Chukat. I'm not sure if I'm going to connect it to Tikkun Olam. It's an interesting portion, but there is a strange thing that happens in Chukat. It's one of the strangest little interludes in the Torah, which is the Israelites wandering the desert are attacked by snakes, and in order to ward off this plague of snakes, Moses makes a serpent out of copper and puts it on top of a post. And those people who've been bitten by snakes, when they look up and see the copper serpent, they're healed. So, that's a really peculiar story, and it smacks of idolatry, right? I mean, it's here we are after all the episodes of the golden calf and all this kind of stuff. Why is this okay? And there isn't really a perfect answer to that question, but there's the one thing I would point out about the copper serpent and the serpent. So the Hebrew word for serpent is nachash, and the Hebrew word for copper is nahoshet.
Huh.
So it's the same letters, but with a tav added, right? Um, so some of the commentaries look at that tav and say that tav, which if you know Hebrew, it looks like a little house. And so this is a representation of the temple and the abode of God. And so when people look up and see the serpent, what they're really doing is that they are acknowledging God as their creator. And so it becomes not an act of idolatry, but an act of prayer toward God. And when they have that prayer, they're healed. Right? When they have that um, real connection in their lives to God, the healing comes. And so there is perhaps something, if we're going to make a connection to something, maybe it's all the good that we do for those members of our community who are in need of healing, and our committee that goes out and makes sure that people are taken care of. So there is in Moses's action, and this is not the only time for Moses that he does an act of healing. And so every time we do that, we are connecting ourselves and each other with God. Can you hear that sound?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yashikoa.
Thank you so much. So I'm going to dive right into reports. Either Amy or is Bev on tonight?
Bev is here and Marilyn is here. Everybody's here.
Everyone's here. I love it. So I would like to check in with our Hesed Circle people. You guys have been doing a beautiful, beautiful job. And I know that we have expanded some communication regarding what Hesed Circle does. I know because I've read some of the announcements at services. So if you guys could give us a report about that, and I believe you might have some upcoming things to talk about, that would be wonderful.
Bev, you're on mute. She was talking.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Oh, you're still on mute.
I unmuted you. Go ahead. Oh no. There you go.
There you go.
Okay. You, Amy, or me?
Doesn't matter. So we're looking, so you know that we've expanded and we're working really hard on the transportation aspect of the Chesed Circle and serving the community. So what we're trying to do is matching up using Stacy as the liaison so that people would go to Stacy, who would then each of us have a month designated, and Stacy would know exactly who to connect of the three of us. And then we would be responsible for connecting that person geographically or what the needs are, the kind of car, and make a suitable choice for that congregant to get to either services or an event or a class, whatever the needs are for the community. So we're really hoping that the word gets out there. We have a list of volunteers who are very anxious to start doing it. And so we've already done, I think, several. And we're hoping that through the announcements on Friday, and I'm assuming, I'm hoping, I'm thinking that as the high holidays approach, there's going to be more people that would like to come to the sanctuary and perhaps don't want to watch it from Zoom. And so we're hoping that those people will feel comfortable enough reaching out to the office, and then the office can have us. So that's one aspect of what we're doing. Do either one of you want to speak to our upcoming event?
Well, in addition, may I just share something?
Absolutely.
In addition to all the things that Amy shared, we're asking for a 2-day notice, because sometimes if we get an hour notice, it's harder for us to find the proper match as far as location and availability. So we're asking for that, and we're also putting it into the Macomb newspaper. Sorry, I had to leave to answer something, so I don't know if you shared that, Amy. So forgive me.
I didn't get no.
That's a good detail. And then on in the last week of October, we're planning our 3rd annual Chesed Circle Tea, and the focus will be on compassion. More details to follow,
Including the date. So the date we chose, clergy are not in the building on that date, so we're talking to make another date and then have Stephanie confirm it once she checks with clergy's calendars.
Did you want to share why we were anxious about the clergy's calendars?
Well, no, then we're giving too much away.
Well, yeah, but we don't know that that's going to be a necessity, because we haven't asked yet. So
right, well, that's all part. Right.
Rabbi is on with us, so maybe we should ask him. We were hoping, Rabbi, that you might be able to be there so that you could give a blessing. We love the way you have everybody do the blessing communal. So beautiful at Bernie's. It was so touching. So we were hoping that we could have you at the end of our program. You wouldn't have to stay the whole time, but if you could appear whenever it was convenient for you and give a final blessing.
I'd be happy to do that. And so you had a date, and I'm out of town.
No, the only one out of town that week, I think, is Evan. So we're looking at the very last week of October, but because you're not in the building, I heard on that Thursday, we were going to look at that Monday.
The 26th of October.
Right.
I'm definitely available that day.
Oh,
beautiful.
Such a blessing for us.
And then we just need to check in with Jay, and Ashley will come and speak to the Musar Trade of Compassion for us.
Fantastic.
And we'll check with Evan as well.
Yeah, but he's not going to be there.
Yeah, right. Oh, no way. He's out of town.
Correct.
I see. Okay.
So,
correct.
Got it.
Rabbi, we were going to ask Rabbi Moffat to do a prayer, and we were going to ask you if you would do a blessing. But if Rabbi Evan isn't there, could you do a prayer for us and a blessing?
I don't see why not.
That would be so special.
Those things are in my wheelhouse.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
That would make our afternoon so much richer.
So it's just the 29th that Rabbi Moffat is gone, and it's a Thursday, and that's Rabbi Sarada's day off. So maybe Rabbi Moffat is back that Monday.
Okay, that would be lovely. We'll check that out.
Yeah. Anyways, so probably the 26th.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for all your hard work. regarding the tea, the upcoming tea, and your hard work that you do all the time. And I love that the rides are expanding, and hopefully people come forward if they need help, because you have volunteers standing by, if you will.
That's right.
That's
So
true.
that's lovely. Next, I wanted to talk a little bit about a new program that we're going to do at Macomb through the Tikkun Olam committee. And we hope to get Lev Learning involved with some of the dates. So we are going to be packing lunches that will go to Jesus Name Church in Waukegan. So Amy and Sharon and I went to that church yesterday and helped pass out meals, lunches, bagged lunches, so that we could see how it works and have a vision in our mind about how this happens. And it was lovely. And we met some people from the church. Pastor Tiffany was not there, but we met many other people who help run this program. And we will be packing 300 lunches 5 times this upcoming year. We are splitting days with Temple Bethel, and other congregations have other Sundays of the month, including BJBE and Temple Jeremiah, and I believe one more that is not coming to mind right now. But we've taken one of the Sundays and we're splitting it with Bethel. And our dates are going to be August 9th, December 13th, March 14th, April 11th, and May 9th. So for the dates that happen while Lev Learning is in session, such as December, March, and April, we are hoping to have some Lev Learning grades involved with the donation of food and the packing of food and the delivering of food. So there's really 3 aspects to this. The first is getting food donations. The lunches consist of 2 sandwiches, 1 fruit, 1 bag of chips, and 2 cookies. And some congregations have a designated fund that they fulfill through donations to buy the food and have congregants pack them. Other congregations have individuals who sign up on a sign-up sheet to bring in bread or lunch meat or fruit, which is what we are going to do. For December, March, and April, we hope to assign 1 or 2, depending on their size, grades of Lev Learning students to be in charge of the donations, packing, and delivery. So the first aspect is donations. The second aspect is the actual packing of the lunches. We are going to set up a bit of an assembly line, and Sharon and I went to Temple Jeremiah on a day where they were having their religious ed students do some packing. So we watched their method, their little assembly line of getting all those bags packed. And then the third part of it is they need to be driven up to Waukegan on Sunday morning, and then whoever does the delivery stays and helps pass them out. And it was a lovely process. And some of the lunches go directly to PADS. There's a PADS shelter in Waukegan, and the church has a person that takes those over, and the rest stay right there at the church and get handed out to congregants. And there's also a Section 8 housing right across the street from Jesus Name Church, and some were delivered there. And so that was a really lovely opportunity to meet people and be with that community, and we enjoyed that a great deal. So this is our first year of doing this, and for each of the dates, we've talked to Holly in the office about whether we want to do it on a Sunday morning, or for some dates, we might do them on a Friday evening before or after services. And then it has to be that can only be done if there's not an event that needs the refrigerators in the kitchen, because we need somewhere to put 300 bagged lunches. So we're really excited about this new program we're doing. We might need to come up with a nice name for it. I don't know. One of the temples calls it Project Nourish, another like Project Lunches or something. So I think we need I don't know, Love and Lunches or something for us or something. And so we're taking a bit of a leap of faith, if you will, that our congregation will come through with both donations and hands to put our lunches together. Also, and we hadn't spoken about this until someone mentioned it on Sunday. Apparently, some congregations put a note in the bagged lunches that has happy sentiments in it. And so that's another possibility that we could have our lab learning students collaborate on, draw a picture or have a note that wishes the recipient of our lunch a nice day or something similar. So we're looking forward to this. And we're still figuring it out. So there will be some questions, and we will have to figure our processes out. Each congregation does it a little different, and we'll figure out what works for us. Does anyone have any questions about that before we move on?
I just have a suggestion. I don't know if this would be helpful, but
Yes.
quite often at the end of the day at Once Upon a Bagel, if you ask, I have done it several times, and I've taken hundreds of bagels
Okay.
over to the Abbott House. And if you go at the end of the day and you wait, they give you sometimes, you know how big green hefty bags are?
Yeah.
Sometimes 2 or 3 bags
Okay.
full. So
Okay.
if we could maybe bring those in addition or use them for the sandwiches, I don't know but it is something to think about.
Absolutely. One of the things we found out yesterday is that sometimes you'll end up with an extra loaf of bread or some extra fruits, and they said, oh, please bring those too. We absolutely have people that will take them. Because Bethel said, oh, we ended up with extra bread, but we stuck it in the freezer, which is fine. But they said, oh, if you have extras of any of the components of the lunches, go ahead and bring them, because people will absolutely take them.
Sure.
So that's really good to know. Marilyn, I love that idea.
I live near Once Upon a Bagel in Northbrook. If it would be helpful for me to pick up, if you just let me know what day.
Absolutely. I also know, I heard, Rabbi, that for the collection of the cereal for counting the Omer, that a grocery store donated some. And if I'm remembering right, was that Woodman's?
Yeah.
We could possibly reach out to them. I don't know if they would donate bread or fruit, but we could certainly ask.
Yeah,
or any other grocery stores might be interested also.
Right. And I should also mention that if you need some budget for this, I have a donation in my discretionary fund that was specifically to help people who are hungry.
Oh, great. So specifically
so
for
so I've been using it
people.
little by little, but this is a good example of a place where if you're either short 1 month or there's one thing that you want to get each time and not have people have to worry about it, we
Okay.
can probably arrange that through the discretionary fund.
Okay, wonderful. We'll talk to you about that and decide what's the best way to approach that. So that's really nice to know. I'm writing that down.
What
Yes.
kind of sandwiches did you see at the time? What was the
So
protein?
what they're asking for is 2 slices of bread, 1 slice of meat, no pork. We've been asked to specifically tell people that if you bring bologna, please check and make sure it's not pork bologna. Some of the people that rely on these lunches are Muslim and do not eat pork. And so that's the only requirement is 2 slices of bread and 1 slice of lunch meat. When we were at Temple Jeremiah, the adults were helping the students figure out, like, okay, if that's kind of a thick slice of lunch meat, go ahead and use 1 piece. And some, if you've got a very thin cut piece of lunch meat, they were putting 2 pieces on. They don't do condiments, no cheese. This is how we've been asked to do it. It's not probably the fanciest sandwich anyone has ever had, but some of these lunches do get stored and are eaten later in the week. And it's my understanding that they didn't want lettuce or cheese or condiments or anything like that. Yeah. So those are the sandwiches we're talking about. And according to Marcy at Bethel, the cheapest, best bread they found was the 2 packs at Sam's Club. So we'll keep that in mind, and we'll do some price comparisons and can give recommendations to people. If people want to bring the most expensive bread ever, that's completely fine. It's up to them, but more bang for your buck. Apparently, the 2 packs of white bread at Sam's Club, according to them, is what they went with. And
If possible, I would encourage using some other source rather than Sam's Club.
Okay.
We don't do any of our shopping for the synagogue from there because it's not a union shop.
Great.
Costco is.
So Costco has given me donations in the past for a lot of different things that I've done. So there's a contact person there. You go right to administration, you tell them what you're doing. And so I could look and see if they are willing to work with us for loaves of bread or the packets of turkey. They've got a lot of those 3 packs turkey. So I'll find out about that.
Wonderful. I appreciate that. Yes, Sharon?
Also, gloves would be, Costco has big boxes of gloves, and that's something we talked about what we would have people donate versus what we would have as staples. Like we need, massive amounts of lunch bags, and we need baggies because the sandwiches go in baggies first before they go in the paper bag, and then the
Cookies.
gloves. Well, people can donate cookies, but the gloves for the whoever packs the lunches needs to be wearing gloves. So,
and then we also need plastic tablecloths to go down on the tables. The office has said they'll definitely handle the tablecloths. And then we need to decide if we want people to donate gloves or if we're just going to buy the gloves out of our budget. That might be the best way to go, because then we can go with a bulk box of gloves. And so we're still figuring that part out. Okay. Any other input on our new lunch program?
No, but while we're talking about food, and we're going to talk about other donations, just for the month of June, we're still collecting rice, beans, and oil. There's 150 families that the Unitarian Church delivers to. They're afraid to go to the store because of ice. And we're a smoothly oiled machine. Craig Goldstein comes and picks it up. I know who's there to take it up. And somebody left something. I must have put it somewhere. So, there was something in the bin this week. So we'll try to make one. And then we're taking July and August off of that.
Okay, so we should try to do a final push and let people know that June is is the time to
June
do a
is the
final
time.
push for our
Exactly.
neighbor to neighbor.
Yeah. Thank you.
Vanessa,
and
can you
then-
remind me the amounts of the rice and
I knew you were going to ask me that. Rabbi, can you remember the amounts?
I
No, but
know.
honestly,
Oh, Sharon.
they'll take anything and make it work too.
Yeah.
But
It's 40 ounces of canola oil, 5 pounds of rice, and 4 pounds of beans. I have had trouble finding 4-pound bags of beans, but finding 2-pound bags of beans is easy. So just buy 2. 5 pounds of rice seems to be a pretty standard bag amount for rice.
Yep, and it's very inexpensive at Walmart. Walmart has good prices for all of that.
And I've been finding it at Woodman's. So that's another thing to throw out there, that Woodman's had great prices on those. So
But we're not shopping at Walmart, so
I wasn't going to say anything.
we're going to shop at Costco and Woodman's or
Woodman's.
find it on sale at Jewel or something.
Okay, so we need to communicate that to our congregants.
Yes, I'll have it in something.
Okay.
I'll put a post
Oh,
on
that
our
would be
Facebook
great.
page, and then I'll ask Stacy to do it on the Macomb page.
Yeah, we'll call it, big push for June, and bring those in. Okay, thanks so much. Go ahead.
If people wanted to donate in July and August, though, could they take it straight to the Unitarian Church? Are they still going to be delivering?
No.
Okay.
The Unitarian Church, if they wanted to bring it by us, I have somebody who goes there, but unlike us, they do not have paid staff there 5 days a week.
Okay.
I see.
Or 6 or 7 or however. So it's a multi-text operation to make sure we have food. Craig can get it. They're there. So, but if they brought it, I'd be happy to facilitate that, except for the weeks I'm at camp.
We can run it up to Wisconsin and leave it there.
Yes, that's what I want you to do. That would
be a super efficient way.
Super efficient.
Okay, thank you. Maida, can you give us a Lake County United update, please?
Yes. Things are kind of, we have an opportunity, and unfortunately, the meeting at which I will learn more is not till next week. We have an opportunity to get land on what was the old Halsey Village, across from the base store, the what do they call it? Where the Navy people shop. The nice thing about this is that all the infrastructure is there already. The water, the sewers, that kind of stuff is already there. I don't know the details because, as I said, the meeting where I'm supposed to learn the details was not till next week. But it's a huge huge thing, and we don't know, but there's been some indication that the Navy might be willing to donate the land. If so, that would be even better.
That would be incredible. Was that the commissary?
Yeah, you know where the commissary is on Green Bay Road?
I don't, but I'm just assuming that.
Okay, well, yeah, they call it something. It's a commissary. It's they call it something else, but it's on Green Bay Road, north of. I'm trying to think of what the cross street is there. I'm not thinking what it is. I'm blanking out. But anyway, it's it used to be housing for the Navy, and it's abandoned now. So.
It would be lovely if that came together.
It would be really nice if that came together, because we're not, we've given up on the land where the hospital is. That's
okay.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. And I believe by government statute, they're not allowed to sell that land for development, right? I mean, the same thing happened with
Right,
Fort Sheridan. So,
right.
right, the government's not allowed to make money on the deal. So if there's any charge at all, it'll be nominal, and that's great.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't run into environmental issues like some of the others.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
That's the issue.
Mhm.
But is what it is, but it's abandoned now, so it's to their advantage to have something in there.
That's lovely. We look forward to hearing more about
Yes, I will
as
let you
this
know as soon as I know.
if and when this
If and when.
this comes together. So thank you so much, Maida. I appreciate all your work with Lake County United. We're going to move on to new business. In July, we're going to do a school supply drive, and as we have in previous years. Sharon, can you speak to that?
Sure. So for the past few years, we've collected school supplies in August for Herzl School, which is part of CPS, and for Pastor Parks' church, which is now Harvest Ministries. But last year, CPS started in August, and so by the time we had our supplies, they were already in school. So we're going to do it this year in July. And I've reached out to Pastor Parks, and he gave us a list of what he would want is pens, folders, paper, pencils, rulers, wet wipes, and paper towels.
Okay.
And Vanessa is our liaison to Herzl School, and she'll let us know if there are specific items they want.
I sent that to you.
Oh, okay.
Today.
I haven't.
Yeah, I mean, it's the usual notebooks, pencils, pens, crayons.
Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't check, I guess. I'll get that into
the notes.
Agenda notes too.
Here it is. Oh my God. Basic backpacks, paper, folders, crayons, markers, pencils, glue sticks, rulers, tissues, Clorox wipes, and scissors.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Clorox wipes are a universal need.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We can make up a list and get that out to our
I'm
congregants.
pretty sure Ricky did a flyer, and I'll see her tomorrow morning and I ask.
Okay. Thank you.
Will that start July 1st?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And then Pastor Parks usually comes and collects it in his van. But we'll have to sort. That's because we want to make sure it's somewhat equal. And if there's certain we haven't had a specific list before, so if there's certain items that one wants and the others, so we'll have to sort. Yes, so all of July we'll collect.
Great.
And hopefully, usually the school supplies go on sale at some point in July, so.
Absolutely. Everyone else needs to buy school supplies at that time too. So Target generally has really good prices on folders and pens and such.
Right, we don't want to shop at Target either.
I kept my mouth shut.
We'll go to Costco. It's becoming difficult.
Yes, it is.
It's very difficult.
To shop. It is becoming difficult. Okay, so yeah, we don't like Target either. Okay, so
my grandchildren will be quick to tell you we don't shop at Target.
Yeah. Okay, so we will publicize that, and we do this every summer, and it's always lovely, and we always get a really great turnout with the donations for
it's really heartwarming to see.
Yeah, we want these kids to have backpacks and such, so that's great. Next, we are putting together our Tikkun Olam Shabbat calendar and schedule for the year. Our dates are October 23rd, January 15th, March 9th, and April 16th. I do not think we have anyone slated in yet, but me and Amy and Sharon and possibly Vanessa are gonna work on that shortly. And we'll have 4 days to fill. If anyone has any ideas for speakers, we are open to suggestions, of course, and we will get
Right.
that
If
put
anyone knows
together.
somebody now, it's a very short slot on Friday night. So,
I would say less than 15 minutes.
way less than 15 minutes. I tell them 5.
When we tell people 10, they do 20. So
Yeah. So I tell them 5, they do 10.
there you go. There you go. People think that they can talk quickly, but they can't. So we will be putting that together shortly. And if anyone has any ideas, let us know. And then similarly, our monthly collections will start back up. We're, as we just said, we'll do school supplies in July. I don't know, Sharon, if we have anything for August yet or not, but we
I
are going
think
to
we'll
start
probably
putting those
skip
together.
August. I mean, it sounds
Okay.
like the office wants a break or
Yeah.
I don't, we don't,
You should know that on August 23rd, Cantor Jay and Todd have a big concert on the 23rd, and the 30th is going to be the first day of religious school. Then we're off for a month. So I actually would say to skip September.
okay,
Okay.
so do
Because
something
then all
in
the Chagim are
August.
early.
But yes, for August, skip September.
I would, yeah, I mean, because maybe we could do something with Love Learning.
Okay. Okay. So Sharon and Amy and me and Vanessa will be working on that. If anyone has any suggestions for collections, we are open to suggestions. Sometimes we try to tie a collection to a particular event that's going on or
a
sometimes
speaker.
Yeah, or what the speaker is, if we can collect for them, or I know like there's Jewish Disability Month in February, and sometimes we have managed to have our collection correlate with that. It doesn't always work out that way, and but we try to look at the calendar and see what's going on and see if we can tie a collection in with what's happening. And of course, the needs of the community change. So we'll keep that in mind as we do collections. And then there's always the perennial refugee one and the Deerfield Free Store that we do pretty often because we support them. Sharon, did you have anything else you want to add to the collections?
Oh, that's pretty much, yeah.
That's in progress. So I think unless anyone else has anything that they would like to add, I think we just need to look at our calendar for our next monthly meeting.
So,
Just want to remind you about Juneteenth, Friday night.
Oh,
Yes.
Right.
So,
Now the services are at 6:30, right?
yes, and then dinner to follow. If for
Got
those who like to stay for dinner, you need to make a reservation for dinner, but I think you still can.
Always a lovely, lovely dinner and service.
Yeah, and it's the first time it's fallen on a Friday, so it's a little bit different, but so there'll be a little more music probably. And so we'll see, but I'll have a chance to say a few words in Cornelius will as well, I'm sure.
Nice.
Great. Nice. So for next month is July, and I don't even understand how that happened.
So just
Yes.
know that I am gone for most of July. But if Rabbi's here,
I'm here most of July, and then I'm
Okay.
out for a couple of weeks in August.
Okay.
unless you want to skip July, do August, it's up to you.
Let's put something on the calendar, and if we don't have a lot going on, we could always do it via email real quick. But I
Okay.
think I would like to put something on the calendar because if we don't, there's no way to do it later because it
Right.
just,
Rabbi, are you here July 20th?
That's the 1 week I'm not here in
Okay.
July, the 20th to the 24th.
Okay. So the 27th?
we can do the 27th.
Okay.
That works.
The
Is that all
27th
right?
is great.
Right.
That's not an executive meeting or a
No, it's
board
not.
meeting? Okay.
No,
I'm
it's
just,
not.
well, I just want to mention Rich Amon sent some events. I think he might have sent 3, but I only put 2 on the calendar. One is a screening next week of a movie about one of the Israeli hostages. But there's a large event on August 1st in Chicago, which Macomb is going to be one of the co-sponsors. It's the National March into Marquette Park. Anyway, these are all on the bottom of the agenda, so you could, plus a few other dates, if you want to look it over. And also on the theme of getting together with Pastor Parks for Juneteenth, there's one man who coordinates all the different temples that work on this Nourish the Hungry project. And he mentioned when we were there on Sunday of maybe trying to put some kind of event together for all the participating congregations and this Jesus Name Apostolic Church. So it could be another avenue for interfaith connections. So
Yeah, we were unable to meet Pastor Tiffany. She wasn't there, but apparently she's very open to that. So that's something we could possibly pursue.
So if we get any information, we'll share that with you, Rabbi Ike, and the rest of the group and see if we would, be interested. But it'll be nice to see Pastor Parks on Friday.
Absolutely. So we will reconvene July 27th.
27th at 7?
At 7.
Yeah.
7 p.m.
And Rabbi, you got that.
Yeah.
Yay.
I want to thank everyone for joining us. And I really appreciate all of your beautiful Tikkun Olam work. And we will have more. So thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody.
Have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
There. Done with Tikkun Olam meeting.